Recording. Excellent. All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I love Friday nights. There's so much fun with just being able to have it sort of open to anybody that wants to join. So I appreciate you guys all being here. Welcome, Heather. Good evening. Perfect timing. Just started recording, just hopping on. Just getting started with talking about this last little while that has been challenging for some. I don't know if you guys have been noticing that too. Feel free to throw it in the chat if you've been noticing that there's just been kind of like you feel like you're almost in a little bit of a different world. Like, what is going on out there? I've been laughing at some of the groups that I'm in. There's like Schumann resonance ones, and someone wrote the other day, like, okay, I'm not sleeping, my body's in pain, the world is having a meltdown, like, what is are we okay, everybody's like, we're okay we got this. It's been kind of like really weird things happening all at once, but some really beautiful things have been coming through with some of these challenges, because we know that with these challenges comes growth, and this is like the biggest, bestest growthest time that we can have right now. Sirius is really into play, the brightest star that we have. It's like, I don't know, 25% brighter than the sun. It's at its sort of full capacity in alignment with Earth right now. We have the sun and the moon both in Leo, so that's super powerful. We have all this fire energy. Some really cool things happening, like the Lion's Gate happening just coming up in 6 days from now. Am I dead and I don't know it yet? It's been a time. And the dreams, we had some asteroid showers last week on the 29th, 30th, that were sort of blowing people out of the water. So there was I heard a lot of just like sleepless nights, up almost all night, and then finally falling asleep at 5 a.m, just not being able to settle the body, settle the mind, like feeling supercharged. And there's so much light coming through right now, even though it's a new moon, which is technically dark out there. You see the stars like crazy, and we feel the energy. Some people feel new moons even stronger than full moons, and this last full moon was kind of like a blue moon, because there was 2 in July. It was like really big energy sort of happening with that full moon, and then we were doing this kind of shedding thing, this crazy shedding thing going on for really like the last week or two. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, like crazy health stuff like coming at you almost like from out of nowhere, it seems. But we know that really this physical, this is the harmonizing time, right? This is what the light does. It harmonizes, it pushes out all sorts of old stuff. So we're going to do a really nice meditation tonight to like just cleanse out. Oh, my ears are ringing now. Cleanse out anything, that really has been sort of trying to purge, anything that's just, if there's any more blockages, if we're not really seeing clearly what it is we're wanting to create and feeling that fire, there's something blocking, we'll just kind of like go in there and just sort of shake that rug out that has everything swept under it. And it'll feel really good. And August is a birth month. I love birth months. We've just had a birthday in July here in our beautiful group. So celebrating our August birthdays, and knowing the power of what I was talking about with Lion's Gate, with the 8th month in the 8th year. This is 2024, means 8, right? So it's a double abundance year. So it's this moon and this new cycle that we're starting right now is such an opportunity for huge growth, for huge spiritual growth, for huge healings to happen, even if we're not necessarily intending. And that's kind of the beauty of this right now. Welcome, Samara. That's kind of the beauty of this time right now, is that the more we kind of let go and let God per se, or the more we actually just choose to kind of be patient, um, the more we choose to just kind of be in choice and be empowered and um, be self-loving and be self-compassionate and sort of be in that highest frequency towards ourselves, the more that that happens, the more that all of the things kind of start taking care of themselves. Like we could have one of my clients had the most beautiful thing happen this week where um, he hadn't even thought of this person necessarily in a long time or this situation, but around 8 years ago there was just an end of a relationship that just didn't, and it was with a friend over a business thing, and it just always kind of sat wrong with them. We still you know it just it just wasn't settled. And he went through something that made him think back to that time, and he thought for just a moment, oh boy, it was, I wish that had gone better. The next day, after, I don't know, I think he said like 8 or 10 years, this person texted him and just said, hey, just thought of you. I'm really sorry for the way things went, and just apologize. It was just crazy, like the things that if you kind of let the universe take care of. And in our group this week, one of the things we did was the placemat process from Esther Hicks, where you write down some of the things that you can take care of that day, and then you take all the other stuff that's just floating around in your brain that's causing a lot of chaos on the other side of the paper, to let the universe take care of. Well, that he hadn't been doing the placemat process, but had he probably wouldn't have even written that particular thing on. But it's in relationships and it's in healing right now, and that's what's happening. Is relationships are kind of being healed. Sometimes the less we try, the more energetically we just sort of adjust things, the less we try and force things. It's happening in an energetic way. Like that veil is very thin. And the big lesson sort of for the next couple weeks is to really sort of be in alignment with your heart. Like when we say as above, so below, it means to connecting soul and spirit with your physical body, with your actual heart, with your I do this like heart wall healing sometimes with magnets and stuff. And I feel like tonight in the meditation, we'll go into a little bit of that heart wall stuff that's been built up around there. It's ancestral. I mean, if you think about the way that you've thought of how you need to sort of be in the world, and this is what Leo is all about right now, right? Like who we are in the world, how we express ourselves. And think of all the ways that you were not allowed to do things that you weren't allowed to feel, things that you weren't allowed to experience, like being abundant or being happy, just ancestral. Like think of the way our parents raised us. It's very different than the way we're raising our kids. That's very different than they'll raise their kids, I'm sure. But going back further, those ancestral beliefs, those teachings that we had, those self-talk sentences that we still play out in our head, like that's silly, or you're being selfish, or you're being, you shouldn't, it's not, it's about everybody else, right? It's not necessarily about you. When we start thinking about oh, the heart walls, if you it's some powerful stuff, because that wall that we build up around there can be pretty real. um so yeah, we'll do a little bit of dissolving of that today. I feel like the Care Bear energy coming back out. I don't know if you guys remember last year I was on a little bit of a Care Bear kick, where it's just like, we're able, it was probably right around this time too, we're able to exude this energy from our hearts directly when we're in balance, when we're not feeling super drained by stuff, when we're actually honoring ourselves, when we're this is all about taking care of ourselves, having compassion for ourselves. And then the really cool thing is that we're supported very strongly right now by there's an asteroid named Cherry Clo. You guys have probably heard me talk about her before. Oh, we found a Care Bear gift. I love it. I just, the Care Bears, like it's like the Care Bears stare together collectively. We can send out this energy that truly is healing the world. And that's really where we're at right now. Like collectively, we're being drawn in as light leaders, as people that, really want to make a difference in this world, want to make a change, have this passion and compassion. And the more we show it to ourselves and the more we experience it for ourselves right now, the more it's just going to sort of naturally be able to be that Care Bear stare for real. Like it's so apparent right now. So Cherry Clo, getting back to her, she's one of my favorite asteroids, one of my favorite archetypes, because she's known as the midwife. She's Chiron's wife back in mythology, and Chiron, as we know, is just going into has just gone into retrograde. So what Chiron does is sort of brings us into the past. So you guys may have been noticing over this last month some real um, teenage wounds coming up and being healed, some real sort of child wounds coming up to be healed. And what I mean by that is you may have been experiencing just some random weird thoughts or some things, just experiences, people, whatever it might be, random little things that are coming in, and you're thinking like, why is that even here? Take some time to actually ask, why is this showing up for me right now? How can I heal from this? How can I take the highest path from this? Even if you're feeling triggered by something, if something's like, really aggravating or irritating or angering, or this is the true opportunity to kind of, I think I called it a magic television set with someone this week. Like it's like actually being able to see kind of for the first time why we need to be able to actually see this, so that we can manage to work through it energetically, so that we can choose to release it, so that we can choose to re-perceptualize it and conceptualize it, see it for maybe how it really was, maybe see some adaptability in it, some other options, right? Like this time is very much about adaptability. And I feel like Cherry Clo helps us with that as well, this adaptabilityness. A midwife is, or a doula, like she is someone that's there to sort of guide you step to step, because things are going to change. I mean, I'm feeling this. We booked a vacation next week to a place that just literally burned to the ground. Like you can't even get there on the highways anymore. So we were really anxious about getting our hotels all booked up. And so everything's been in place for a while. And now all of a sudden we're having to change everything, and it's like, is it going to work out? And it's actually working out so much better, where normally I would be really sort of uptight about something like that. I'm just learning so much about just kind of letting it be, just sort of being adaptable, not being so rigid about certain things. And my gosh, that's what is unsticking things all over the place, and just allowing so much more growth, so much more flow, so much more joy, so much more happiness. Like it, it's so much more fun to play this way versus trying so hard to control everything, once you start to really kind of understand the rules and the laws and the support that we have. So you've got Cherry Clo, your little midwife sort of doula, there to kind of be like that best friend, a little bit of a pat on the back, a little bit of a sort of help you, kind of point you in the right direction, keep you focused, to help you to sort of um, literally go through this birthing process, this change process, this death process, this, I don't know if you guys have even noticed too, lots of people passing away in the last couple of weeks. Like it's been a serious increase, even with suicides increased. Um, People that were quite sick, like it was kind of like this. I don't know if it's just around my world, but just hearing about so many things that are just ending and rebirthing, and tired souls are moving into more empowered spots. There's such a whole other rabbit hole to go down there, right? As to how people can connect with us. So you may even be feeling people from the past just poking up in certain ways, and know that there's a connection, right? Like there's this spiritual realm, there's this energetic body that we're inside of every day. And if we can stay in that energetic body of understanding that this path has been lit up for us with these things that we want, these things that we're um, wanting to sort of bring into our lives, now is probably one of the most powerful times where we have to be so clear and so focused on what we do want versus what we don't want, and the way that we are asking for it, the energetic stamina that we're giving these thoughts, these really, even just noticing the way that we're talking to ourselves is going to be easier to shift this week. We're going to have the support from Cherry Glow coming in and just kind of being like, don't talk to my friend like that. Like, be kind. You wouldn't, if a little kid was in trouble and was coming up to talk to you, you'd give them the time. You'd probably give a bum on the street the time versus, taking this time for yourself to actually, give yourself what you need rather than just pushing it forward. Don't be so silly. Even beating yourself up to have a rest or have a nap, or you're going through a lot right now. Allow yourself to reset, allow yourself to regenerate, and sort of milk that joy a little bit more. Feel how much fun it can actually be. So lots of planetary alignments kind of coming into this focus mode too, because we have lots of retrogrades happening, which we didn't have at all for a few months. And it was just kind of like, you'd sort of go through little things once in a while. And then now it's in retrograde, and it's like holding us here so that we can take a closer look until we're able to basically kind of move through this stuff. And the latest planet that will be kind of coming into retrograde is Mercury, which is going to be coming in right at the same time as the new moon. And so we may feel this a little bit more powerfully. And so it's almost extra. Not that I never feel like Mercury retrograde's a horrible thing. I feel like I'm actually more careful during it, because I noticed even when I was filling out new applications for places to stay, um, just this afternoon, I was like, oh, I better just go through this one more time and make sure. And I double checked. So it's this date, it's this date. Okay. Yeah. Just, giving yourself that opportunity to kind of not just run through something, but especially when you're signing forms or you're having to send things in. I have to do lots of government stuff this week, and it's just been tedious, but I'm catching little mistakes, and I'm catching things that, had I even read through one more time, then I wouldn't have had to go back and then get another signature and just save myself a whole lot of trouble. Mercury's kind of like that, if you can take that time, then it doesn't really work against you. It's like knowing the weather. We know that it can make things a little bit squirrely, and when everyone is experiencing this, and it's not just us, there's bound to be mistakes happening. So when you're a little bit more careful, just like when you're shining your light, you're making that huge difference in the world everywhere, making things easier for everybody. So um, August 3rd, 4th, we're going to have Mercury in retrograde. It's already the pre-shadow, so we're already feeling it, which is why I've been talking about it probably for the last couple of weeks. But it's also a chance to really hone in our skills with this whole compassion, grace, love, Care Bear countdown sort of exudance, in that people are going to probably, it'll be very easy to have things kind of go a little bit screwy in a conversation, because it's almost like it's almost like you have conversations and you didn't even have them. People don't recollect you said the exact same thing that you did, or they think you said something completely different, or it gets completely misconstrued. This is definitely, it's already been happening for people, and you may notice it up until like probably sort of be really strong till like end of August, but even past that a little bit, right in time for eclipse season and all that kind of stuff. We're right in between solstice and equinox as well in that week. So it's like this big, huge, shifting, shining week. If we can stay sort of focused in that love, that compassion, if we can stay in that joy, if we can stay in that feeling of what it is that we do really want to create, there's very little chance that things are going to be strong, worse than we can handle. Any challenge that we're going to be seeing is going to be a very specific message for us. So, because we know this, we're going to be slowing down and we're kind of going to be going, oh, okay. I remember actually Jackie saying this, and this is funny because this is exactly like, I don't even think they listened to what I said. I'm just going to clarify it instead of how we could handle it and get upset and just be like, listen, fucker, I said this. Like, I don't even know. Like, we can go so many ways. But when we can actually step back a little bit and we can take a breath work's going to be really huge this month. It's going to be a wonderful thing to just connect that soul, that spirit, that bring that heart connection. Like I was saying, when we talk about as above so below, that is the connection to the heart, that is literally bringing spirit into the heart. So that's what we're going to do in the meditation as we hop in soon. So know that Chiron is working his magic in retrograde by allowing us to see some past cleanup stuff that may literally be one of the biggest things hindering us. I'm seeing these big self-worth type upgrades. Uh, and I mentioned to a few people this week that the people pleaser is getting a serious um, treatment this month. It's like the people pleaser, if we tended to have that archetype kind of working, that part of us taking over, it's getting a little bit of an overhaul this week by us kind of seeing how powerful we really are, and how like the magic of the universe, like that text or that from that person all of a sudden totally randomly out of, it's these kind of things are just going to be delighting and surprising us and exciting us all month, like really fun sort of signs from the universe. So when you're when you're in the vibration of those, it's so much fun to be able to actually experience and enjoy those, and so empowering. There's going to be some really beautiful connections just that people are going to have, I think, with that true self-love. Not just, looking in the mirror and saying, I love you, you're wonderful, but actually really feeling it for probably the first time ever, like on a really deep basis. It's going to be really beautiful. We had a really neat spiritual growth, ascension sort of start at the beginning of the year this year. And this almost feels like the rebirth of that, or the culmination of everything that has kind of been created thus far, in seeing the ability of people and seeing how they're handling things now versus how they would have a few years ago. Everything really changed a few years ago for a lot of people, just the world sort of shutting down. And now we're getting back into this flow of things, almost like back to normal. And there's some scariness. There's some, a lot of upheaval happening no matter where we are in the world. It's happening all over the place. Um, it's like we're leveling up so that we can be prepared to kind of be the emergency workers, when and if stuff does kind of end up going sideways, we're still going to be okay. It's like this real self strength upgrade to be able to really come through more authentically as to who you are. This is kind of the beauty of the Leo new moon coming in. New moons are always a new beginning, a new chapter. We got to get rid of, work through a lot of the stuff over this last lunar cycle. And now this is a new lunar cycle to be able to really dial in, what it is that we are not only ready to create, but ready to sustainably hold in our lives. Like, not something that we've just sort of done kind of randomly, but really to be able to make long lasting changes to get to that next step, to get to that next level, to be able to stop stopping ourselves. And these shifts, just with even turning that compassion a little bit more, being a little bit more aware, will be so enlightening in this time. And it's like there's these little pockets or portals where things can happen almost 10 times as fast. And this is this kind of like this little upgrade that we're having with this light energy right now is just so powerful in bringing through who we really are and how we can really make the world a better place, and allowing us to see it for, through these glasses, that these lenses that we've been sort of preparing and tuning in. It's like we can finally see it, or like we bought the car and we're finally getting the keys. It's just such an ability to go so many places once we actually establish that um that consistent vibration of love and compassion. So um, we've got our little midwife Cherry Clo up there helping us. She's totally in opposition with the sun and moon. We've got Chiron sort of doing the balance work, making sure that we're not going to be hanging on to anything that's not going to get in our way. So it's like this perfect path for fertility. So it's time to think about creation, what it is that, is there a hobby you want to get back into? Is there something that just kind of like you feel alive doing when you do it? Just something that maybe it's dancing, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's whatever it might be. It may just be going for walks, or maybe setting something up completely new that you've never done before, that you've always just wanted to. And there's a class that's being offered right now, or there's someone invites you to it. Be open and adaptable to saying yes to some of these things instead of just kind of shutting them down right away. And that's part of the vibration too, right? Seeing those things, because just now focusing truly on what it is that you want to manifest most in your life versus what all of those other things, like looking at the buffet saying, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that. Just look at what it is that you want to eat. Just go and pick all of the stuff that you want to have. And so we're going to sort of do that in the meditation a little bit as well. And we have so the 4th is the new moon. The 5th is Mercury is totally in retrograde now, coming into Leo as well. So again, this Leo energy, this fire energy, it's all about giving love. It really is. And then the day after that, on the 6th, we have this Master Day. So that's the 6th of August. And then the 7th, we get a little bit of a break. That's literally the actual halfway point between solstice and equinox. And then we have this 8-8, this Lion's Portal. And Lion's Portal is marked by Sirius, by Orion's belt, and by the sun and the moon. And so it's been often viewed all over the world as this hugely manifesting, hugely abundant time. We know the 8th month is all about abundance. So one of the fun things I like doing on a new moon is taking some honey and putting it in my left hand. And you can take some rice, or you can take some coins, whatever it is that you want, something that will represent abundance for you. And I take a drop of cinnamon essential oil, or you can just use cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and you put it in your hand, and you just draw a figure 8, and you just sort of talk to it. You just you set your intentions. I'm now planting, I usually say something along the lines of, I'm now planting the seeds of intending to manifest blah blah blah, sort of go on, sending your intentions, drawing a figure 8 in your hand, in the honey and the rice, and then you go outside and just wash it under. I usually will end up having like a bowl or something outside. I use a rain barrel, to be honest. And I just basically take the water out of the rain barrel, wash my hands with it, and then just let everything fall to the earth. Whether if it's the coins, I pick them up and put them on an altar or on a windowsill. And if it's rice, then you can just return it to the ground again. And it's just kind of a nice blessing to set intentions. So it's kind of a nice thing to do, especially on a new moon. So on the 4th, you could do that. You can potentially do that any day. I love using cinnamon for abundance and things. Doing things like that on the 1st of the month too. So you can potentially do it any and every day. It's not going to hurt to do it more than less. It's just another way to kind of get back into a really nice vibration, set some intentions. I always like doing journaling prompts, things like that on a new moon. So on a new moon like this, You would want to ask yourself, what kind of things do I want to start doing again? Like playing guitar, maybe, or getting a massage once a month, or just whatever feels right. I really have you said lately, I really need to get my nails done, or I really need a pedicure, or something like that. Um, it would just feel so good. It just brings you more into that intention. It doesn't have to be huge. I just want to go for a walk. I just want to plant some plants in my planter. I just want to clean out my flower garden, whatever it is. Give yourself some time to actually do these kind of things. Put those on the placemat process that I was talking about, things you want to do today. Put one of those things on and put the rest on where the universe is going to take care of. And maybe some kid wants to come by and actually clean out your flower bed, and you have $5 that you're going to give them, and it was perfect and it all worked out exactly as it was supposed to. It just, our prayers can be answered more than we think they can sometimes. So yeah, the Lionsgate portal 8/8, it does actually last pretty much till like the 20th of August. It's kind of like this 40-day portal that we have where manifestations are abound. And so there's probably never been a time where you could you could I could stress enough that knowing, really knowing what it is that you are wanting to create, and asking yourself, in any situation, how can I literally, like, you're looking at a path in the forest and there's a high timeline, like literally, how can I be on this highest timeline? Because this meditation, this lunar new moon, is going to set us up on this new lunar path. It's going to be lit up for the whole lunar cycle all the way till the next new moon, and it's really going to carry us forward. So when you're in any situation, it'll be very easy to kind of get back to that. We'll see that higher path in meditation, and we'll be able to ask ourselves, how can I get there right now? Like, we're not thinking then about what we don't like or how it feels. We're thinking about, what do I want? What would make me feel better right now? Sometimes you're just in a group of people and you're not feeling it, and you just need to get outside for a few minutes. I spend so much time in public areas, in the bathroom or outside, just breathing, or just, like, I feel everybody's energy. It's real. And so a lot of times I need to just kind of like step away, just take a few breaths, and then I just feel so much better going in. But I need to actually just kind of, whatever it is, shake it off, ground, whatever it might be, to be able to actually really listen to your intuition, because the intuition is strong right now. The force is strong with us right now, very strong. So enjoy it, get excited about it, feel how it feels to connect with your heart, right? And and yeah, let's hop into a meditation. I talked a lot on Wednesday about all the astrological stuff, so I don't want to repeat myself too much. But of course, if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat before we hop in. Is everybody ready to do a little cleansing, transmuting, a little meditating? Awesome. So on 8/8, this might be a nice meditation to actually even repeat, or to do some meditating, just to be able to actually tap into the power of that day, because it's kind of a fun day. But also to just allow yourself to really kind of get aligned, and to give yourself that opportunity to tap in. That energy is going to be very powerful. So um, it'll be strong that whole week, and it's going to be strong going into the following week. So just know that all these messages, although it may feel like shrapnel and you're in a war sometimes, that absolutely every single thing that has come up has been so that it's literally been an opportunity, not a test. It's been an opportunity. Those things that we need to work on, they are literally being shown to us. And these last couple of weeks have been giving us that opportunity to actually work through these, and to see how truly amazing we actually are, because you guys are. All right. So let's take a minute and just get comfortable, however you may find the best position for you to meditate in. My hands are getting hot, so I'm just going to be doing a little bit of bioenergy work for you guys, where I just kind of go into the group and just Care Bear stare some energy down right from the palms and the fingers of my hands that are just pulsing right now. So thank you for receiving that. And I want you to just gently close your eyes and start to focus on your breath. Feel how it feels to just let the breath enter your body. Allow your belly to expand. Allow your back to relax a little bit as your belly gets bigger with the breath in. And as you release your breath, I want you to start to feel your whole body start to relax. And just breathing in through the nose if you can, just drawing that oxygen into your body. Feel how far it feels like it gets. Does it get to your chest? Does it get to your shoulders? Does it get to your legs at all? And as you breathe out, just let your whole body relax as much as possible. Your shoulders feeling heavy. And imagine right now that you can feel your feet connecting to the earth. And it's almost like you can feel the earth's heartbeat through the palms of your feet. And as you feel that heartbeat, you start to develop these small roots that start to grow out of the bottom of your feet and connect directly with the earth's heart, like they're being directly grown right to the root, right to the heart, right to the middle of the earth. Those roots are so strong, they're grounding you, they're exchanging energy, they're gently drawing any dense energy from your body that's carried over from this last lunar cycle, anything that in the full moon you set intention to let go of. The earth's beautiful vacuum is starting to do her work and starting to gently just pump and draw anything from your body that's no longer needed, anything from your physical realm, anything from the spiritual, anything from the mental, the emotional. It's just like this gentle cleanser just working in the background. As you start to feel the earth doing her magic underneath you, I want you to imagine the new moonlight, that slight crack, that slight sliver of moonlight being like the most powerful kaleidoscope, reflecting off the Sirius star, Orion's belt, right down to the earth and right down to you, right down to the top of your head. Like you can feel this direct connection that's bounced off all of these stars and wound up directly connecting into the top of your skull. Feeling that energy start to buzz on the top of the skull. I want you to imagine it start to relax every cell in your body. It's like it's almost putting it into a state, into a meditative state where your hair is melting, relaxing, softening on the top of your head. All of the muscles that are around the skull bones are starting to release and soften, even feel heavy, like they're melting. All the way down to your eyes, where you can feel every single little vessel in and around the eyelids, behind the eyes, underneath the eyes, almost like a mask, starting to cleanse and clear and relax and soften and get heavy. They're getting so heavy as the third eye starts to open and starts to feel the power to turn on the space, allowing that softness and that relaxation from the new moon's light and the starlight to start softening your cheekbones, your ears. It's almost like that light is magically cleansing and purifying everything in your skull right now, your brain. It's like it's taking covers off, it's taking layers off, it's cleansing it, it's opening it up, it's allowing it to be its true self, your crown chakra, your third eye. Noticing any imbalance. Is it feeling heavy, like it's pulling you on one side or the other? Connecting with your breath again, taking a few nice receiving breaths. Allow this work, this light work, to be done in and around your head, cleansing down your jawbones and even into your throat chakra now. Allowing this beautiful moonlight to just cleanse, to purify, to heal, to transmute any old patterns, any old things that just slip out, anything that's just ready on the tip of your tongue, just allowing all of those to be transmuted by this beautiful light, this heavy light that's moving down the whole throat, all of the traumas, all of the times you felt as though you were being restricted from talking, from feeling that vice start to open up, starting to let go around the throat chakra, starting to create space. As that beautiful vacuum from underneath, from Earth's heart, is just gently drawing out anything that we may have picked up along the way, any of the ancestral, any of the karmic stories, lines, attributes, archetypes that we took on. Just cleansing and clearing anything in that area, in that throat chakra, that's ready to be released and let go right now. And allow that light to move down over the shoulders where you've carried the weight of the world. Allowing those shoulders to feel as though some of that weight is being taken off right now and transferred down into Earth's core, cleansing and healing, letting go of the things that you don't need to carry on anymore. And just notice your body adjusting to that now. Is there any pain in the neck, in the back of the neck? Just feeling that, allowing it to talk to you, allowing you to remember where it's from. You can give it a color, you can give it emotion, and you can thank it for being there. And you can choose to let it go, let that vacuum underneath your feet directly from your roots just gently and easily draw any of that pressure away, any of that energy, any of those particles that you're ready to just release from your field. Those ones that don't help anymore, those ones that aren't working anymore. And just allow that light to start coming in and around the heart and the wall around the heart. Going into the heart wall, just imagining you can see what that heart wall looks like right now. Imagine seeing that heart wall and feeling that light coming down through your clear head, through your third eye, through your face, through that beautiful cleared area. Feeling that light start to shine down into the heart. In through that heart wall, that light is coming in so strongly now, you can almost feel it starting to penetrate that heart wall. And just notice what you're feeling inside. If your heart feels like it's fighting it, if it feels like it's welcoming it. Notice what it would look like. Does it feel like cracks? Is it bursting open? Is it being poured on? Is the light pouring and melting away? Allow yourself to feel that light start to draw through the shoulders now, that beautiful moonlight, that healing light coming down. Just shaking up anything in the shoulders, the arms, the upper arms, the traumas that are held in there, the forcing of things, the holding of it all, needing to carry it all, be the one person. Just letting all of that move through the arms, through the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the fingers, being ready to let go of placing blame. Have you had a sore finger or two lately? They all mean something different. Little fingers are secrets. Ring fingers are connected to heart. Middle fingers are connected to anger. Pointer fingers can be placing blame. And thumbs can be trying to control. Notice if you've had any pain, if any of that pain over the last few weeks is ready to be let go. Choosing to release any pain from the upper body, choosing to release any discord in any of those upper chakras and into the heart wall. Some of these challenges have actually helped you feel safer. Feeling the protection of Cherry Clo, that midwife holding you, being your guide, allowing you to let go just a little bit of that heart wall. Just imagine some of it dissolving, whether it's falling away, whether it's dissolving, being absorbed and transluted by light. Imagine yourself feeling as though the heart is now becoming lighter and brighter. And as those cracks come through the heart wall, you realized that it wasn't letting anything in. And so allow your spirit now, allow your spirit body, allow this light body, this higher path, this soul family that we have, allow them to come into your heart. Allow your heart to open now and feel that light start to pour into your heart. Feel it literally start to drizzle in, to sprinkle in, to pour in. Imagine that light filling your whole heart center, filling the whole top of your body. Your higher path is lighting the way. And starting to get almost a feel for what that higher self, that higher path looks like. I want you to imagine it filling the rest of your body, starting to fill your torso, starting to fill your rib cage, starting to fill your solar plexus, where all those deepest desires, those wishes, unblocking anything from that solar plexus, lighting the way, lighting the path to feeling more joy, more expansiveness, more unconditional love. Imagining now something that gives you that unconditional love, whether it was a puppy or a baby, or the last time you just felt something staring into your soul and just loving it back so much. And allow this light to start moving down, swirling through your sacral plexus, swirling through your root chakra, where all of these old ancestral ties have been keeping you feeling as though you're wobbling but not moving, feeling as though those patterns are ready to be let go of. And even not knowing what all of them are, but choosing to let them be transmuted from your body now down through your legs, down back into the earth. All the wisdom is being kept. We're creating this light body that's in balance with the physical body, that's in balance with your higher self, that is all in on creating what you are ready to truly create. More light in the world, more light in your life, more ease, more flow, more joy, more love. Feeling your root chakra now, just going into that and that area right under your sit bones, right down low in your pelvis. Noticing any discomfort that's in those lower areas. Does it feel different than the upper body right now? Allowing that beautiful new moon light to start to imbue, dissolve, to start to shake up those rugs that have been used as places to put stuff, to hide stuff. Imagine your higher self, your spirit, is now moving down into your root chakra, taking up the rug, giving it a good shake, sweeping out everything that's underneath it, and allowing the light to start to finally come in. Giving that rug a good shake. Just imagine the legs now starting to light up, starting to get clear, starting to dissolve any old patterns in the knees of where you've been going, how you want people to see you, your direction in life. All the way down through your legs, softening the muscles, right down into the feet where your path, the path that you're walking on, may be unsure if there's been pain in the feet. Allowing that pain to truly dissolve from anywhere in the lower body right now. Just feeling that light pour through, starting to move through all the little vessels, all the little muscles. And I want you to imagine now that there's a clear path, this lunar path, this higher path of you showing your true authenticity, who you really are, who you're really capable of being. Showing the light that you can shine, the things that you can share, the ways of becoming a leader that feel really, really right to you. This path. Imagine what it looks like. Give it a color. Does it look like a forest path? Does it look like a cosmic path? Notice this path and notice it's there. You've put it in place. You've asked for it. And notice yourself going towards it, feeling drawn towards it, like it's ease and flow, like it's the path of least resistance, like a fish being drawn down a river. Feeling that flow and noticing that that flow will just continue unless you stop it, unless you stop enjoying it, unless you stop seeing it and feeling it. And feel what it feels like to be on this path right now. Feel what the energy feels like, expansive, adaptable, all possibilities. Everything does work out. Knowing that that's the same path that your higher self is on. And if you're feeling different, it's because you're not on that path. So how can you get back on that path? Ask to be shown a way, a sign. Remember feeling, seeing, hearing something. What can you hear on this path right now? Maybe it's a bird calling. Maybe it's a rustle. Maybe it's the wind. Maybe it's the thunder. What can you smell on this path right now? Is there a certain smell? Does it smell like ocean? Does it smell like woodlands? Does it smell like rainforest? Does it smell like rain? Knowing you can give your pain to any of these beautiful nature phenomena, especially thunder, lightning. You can use those moments to give things away that aren't serving you anymore. Keeping your path clean and clear. And when you're ready, I want you to just thank all of our soul counsel, any beautiful realms that have come in to sort of help us today with this cleansing, this clearing, the moon, the sun, spirit, God, whoever it is that's helping you right now. Thank them for being here. Set your intentions. Think about what it is you really want to manifest now into your life. What is it that you want to bring more of in? And in this space, you can ask for a way to do that, an easy, fun, joyous, loving way that you can do that. And bring yourself back down, knowing this lunar path is lit up like a Christmas tree for you, especially for this next lunar cycle. Take a nice receiving breath and When you feel ready, you can just come on back, wiggling a toe. I feel like I just kind of went on a amusement park ride and I need to just go sit down for a few minutes at the moment. Some good water if you guys can tonight. Try like an Epsom salts bath. Light a candle, set some intentions. This is all about everything that we've been sort of, I want to say everything that we've been waiting for, but we always kind of want things really quickly. I feel like this is like that step to kind of go to that next level. We're getting in the amusement park to go on the rides. We're getting the keys to the car to start experiencing certain things. Where this is a level up. This is such a huge level up. And so embrace the light that's coming in right now and allow that to just kind of fuel your Care Bear stare for the next couple of weeks. I'll be doing another one of these. We're away on vacation. I'm going to be doing my Wednesday class next week, and then Friday's going to be off. Wednesday's going to be off. Friday's going to be off. So I'm going to be off for literally, it's going to be 10 days. It's going to be crazy. While we go on adventures, trying to figure out new places to go that weren't necessarily in the plan, and loving doing it. So enjoy the things that are coming at you. You know, career stuff's going to come up, relationship stuff's going to come up. If you're sort of feeling like you want some loving in your life, that is coming up. It's a very fertile time to just be able to really stay focused and watch how fun it is. And I'd love to hear some of the things that are going on for you guys. So feel free to uh, send messages and all that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear how things have been for you guys. Awesome. Wonderful. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for being here. Sending
Thank you,
you all
Jackie.
such
I have a
love.
session. Thank you.
Saffron.
I'll see you next
Have a
time.
great night. Yeah, absolutely. I'll see our group on Wednesday and the rest of you in a couple of weeks. Mwah. Sending you love. Bye, guys.